Hello everyone, I'm Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to Quilting Window Live. I am so thankful you took the time and wanted to visit with me today. We have the most amazing show for you today. We are going to be planting beautiful flowers in our quilting garden. Oh, the quilts I have prepared are just amazing. All of the quilts are going to be done with raw edge applique, and we're going to be painting with fabrics, filling bouquets, and enjoying some colorful, beautiful pieces on our backgrounds. So that's for our quilts. Before we start, since this is a live show, I want to first of all tell everyone who joined us for our block of the month, thank you, thank you, thank you. You have no idea how thankful we are. We are so blessed and so thankful you wanted to quilt with us. We got such a good response to our block of the month, and I know a lot of you girls are also joining us in for our mystery quilt in just a few weeks. We're gonna start the day after Mother's Day, Sunday. So put it on your calendar. Everyone is welcome. You grab your own fabric, or you can go ahead to our blog and see which fabric we are going to use it. But I have to tell you, this is fun for everybody. You don't need much, just a little bit of sewing energy, and visit every single day for 2 weeks. We're gonna do 6 and 6 days. We're gonna take a Sunday off, and I'm gonna be posting recipes for beautiful, simple 4.5-inch blocks. And just wait, you get to see the results in the end. The quilt is stunning, and I can't wait to share it with you. So in just a few weeks, we're gonna kick in and start up our mystery quilt. For now, we're playing with our block of the month and as basket, and I know a lot of you are super excited. I'm sorry we didn't have enough spots for everyone, but guess what? You can purchase the pattern for our Anna's basket block of the month on our website. Only one block at a time. We will not release the patterns ahead. You are able only to get the one block that we're doing if you want to join us. And yes, seamstress collection is almost here. We got the news, it's coming in. We should have it in the next week or so. So we're super excited so you can get the fabrics and enjoy quilting with us on that project. Now, I want to also touch on something that happened last week as we talk about rainbow quilts. I had a quilt right behind me. I brought it with me today. It was this beautiful quilt. Isn't it stunning? This quilt is a free pattern on our website. It calls Rainbow Wall, and you can go ahead and download from our website. But the most important part, the questions were what fabric I should use for that one. And I have beautiful olive branch jelly rolls. We still have them available. And we have gorgeous, our pink jelly rolls with a touch of pink, touch of blue, and our blue jelly rolls. So those jelly rolls are perfect for the quilt. That's enough of that little housekeeping that I want to catch up with you, and let's get into our quilts. Oh, don't you just love painting with fabric and create beautiful gardens without have to go outside and get your fingernails dirty? Guess what? I'm the same way. My boots are gonna be standing right next to the bench, and all those little items that normally I would use would be just waiting that I go outside. I'm gonna grab a pieces of fabric and start painting with them and putting them onto the background. Fusible applique is done with fusible webbing, and all of the quilts that I'm going to be showing you are raw edge applique. That means the stitching is 1/8 on the inside of your pieces, and the edges are raw. Eventually they're gonna fray for me and create a little extra three-dimensional look to it. This is first of the quilts that I want to share with you. One of the first one that I ever made was this beautiful quilt. Location, location, location. This garden is full of gorgeous flowers. I used to live in Michigan, and I love planting flowers every season. With early spring, daffodils are popping up and giving us that extra hope and yellow here or there. How wonderful. Now my favorite flowers are tulips. I know you think my roses, but no, tulips are my favorites. I remember like today where my mom used to plant bulbs in the fall and waited that they pop out in the early spring. I love mixing bouquets on my table, not only in raw Edge Applique, but for the inspiration for my flowers. So I usually set up a bouquet with beautiful arrangements, and from that I get my inspiration for my beautiful wall hanging. And this one has lilies and tulips in it. Geraniums are soon gonna be popping everywhere. When I was going for a walk lately, I saw one on my way. Isn't that just beautiful? Peonies are just delightful. Big, beautiful flowers. They just spill so nice out of this vase with a touch of lavender lilac. And here, irises. Oh, don't you just love them? Look at the blue shades in those with the accent of little daylily of a little bit of an orange. Soon you're gonna be going around with a wagon full of flowers, just like I do. And this quilt called Spring Wagon, full of tulips. You enjoyed that one when we talked about our rainbow quilts. Another favorite of my flowers are poppies. Remind me of the poppies that we used to pick up on the side of the road back in Poland. Oh, they're beautiful, just full of red shades. I love poppies. They're just stunning. These prairie rose are so simple, just oval shape. And what I like about this quilt, I added a little beads for the centers of my flowers. How lovely. Moms are another flower that is gonna splash in color on the background. Look at this beautiful colors in those moms, the shades of purple with a tiny bit of burnt orange. How lovely. But there isn't another flower that puts a smile on my face like sunflower. And with sunflower, I know that the fall is just around the corner. Look at how the season just passed by. Beautiful sunflowers with few leaves just dripped right down to the table. And speaking of a table, it's time to set it up for a nice cup of tea and a cake. What a wonderful, oh, I have a pie, not a cake, excuse me. Look at this wonderful little tea time. In the fall, I love to hold on to every color, and I love looking at the inspirations on the trees for beautiful colors in leaves and branches. I am ready to bring them in and create bouquets inside my home with those beautiful branches and leaves, and maybe a little friend that would visit me. Notice it that even an apple and a fruit could be the inspiration for a nice raw edge applique wall hanging. All of the quilts that I'm showing you are just wall hanging that I enjoy hanging and displaying through my household. And this one is perfect around Thanksgiving. Fall memory, another quite popular one. I think because of that big orange pumpkin that just steals the show. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I loved that pumpkin so much. I loved making this table runner with it. And just a simple few leaves and branches on each side. This one is a great project for a beginner that just want to try raw edge applique. You're gonna love the fall so much. You're gonna want to bring all of the beautiful shapes to your house with a wheelbarrow. This one is another favorite of mine. Or maybe you get so excited, a car full of it. Look at this, pumpkin, flowers, all the sunflowers and the beautiful leaves, and few of my friends going to a country fair. I hope you enjoy some of those beautiful raw edge applique quilts. And before I let you go and show some more things to you, I prepare a little poem for you today to reflect, to take the time and enjoy it. The wonder of the world. the beauty and the power, the shape of things, the color, light, and shadows. Those I see. Look, you all, while life lasts. Take your time. Enjoy the beauty that surrounds you. Get inspired and start creating with beautiful, beautiful fabric. You can be the most wonderful artist. And you know, many times I look at those projects and see some imperfections, and the nature provides the inspiration also for those. Notice it, that not every leaf is exactly the same. So be kind to yourself and start creating. If you are just beginner and you're just starting, a great place to do it is Seasonal Silhouettes. This is a book that I published on Raw Edge Applique. And in this book, you will find all different directions, just everything you possibly need to make those wonderful projects. To make your life easier, we have Seasonal Silhouettes packages. If you do not want to cut your own shapes of leaves and branches and things, we have a packages that everything is already pre-cut with fusible webbing on it. And look at the background even is included. All that you're going to have to do is place your shapes onto the background following the layout in a book, add a little border, and you can celebrate seasons one after the other and enjoy small little projects. And in the book, I also included the directions for layout, for a whole quilt done with these blocks, or if you would like to, you can go ahead and set it up to the table runners. I'm gonna lay all of those out. Look at how amazing, and one of my most important ones, I wanna make sure it's right in front of me. Look at the beautiful project that you can do with a Raw Edge Applique. I hope you enjoyed today's shows, and I love to see if you have any questions today for me. Erin, do we have questions?
We've got quite a few today.
Wonderful. So we have a little bit of time and we're gonna go right to it.
Yes, we've got one not about applique, so we'll answer that first. Do you have any plans to chart some of your quilts for cross stitch?
Yes, absolutely. So the first quilt that we're gonna do it as a cross stitch is our aspen quilt. So I don't know if you guys familiar with aspen quilt. It's a beautiful big snowflake, but yes, we have been thinking about it and prepping a little bit of a needle work for everyone. We're also gonna have a punch needle projects with some of our designs. So that's things that are coming out this summer. Cross stitch, punch needle, embroidery, I got you. But I want to introduce you to some of the Raw Edge Applique quilts because we also have a projects coming out, small project that you can enjoy the Raw Edge Applique in it.
Our next question is, what is the best stitch to use for raw edge, and how do you keep the outline of the applique?
So simplify. When you do raw edge applique, that means the edges are raw. Okay, so fusible applique, you can do zigzag, blanket, or button stitch. That's fusible finish edge applique because you're finishing the edge with a stitch. Fusible raw edge applique, it means the edges are completely raw, and what you do, you stitch 1/8 on the inside of your applique because you want to at least grab a 1/8 of your shapes. And I have to tell you, simplifying. So for example, let me grab one of those. Look at how nice this beautiful flower is. It gives us the detail, but for appliquing, it's quite a lot of work. All that I did is stitch through the middle, come back, stitch through the middle, come back. All that I'm doing here. For this, I'm gonna just stitch, come back. For those leaves, I sometimes just go through the middle and leave the edges raw. Those projects you're not gonna wash, you do not have to worry about the falling of the pieces off if you just stitched a little bit over. What I like to do is add little beads, quilt over, and I'm using my quilting stitch as my appliquing stitch. So at the same time as I'm quilting my project, I'm going around the shapes and holding them in place.
Our next question, what weight thread do you use for your blanket stitch zigzag on edge-to-edge fusible?
So edge to edge, it's a reference to machine quilting. If I do appliquing on my fusible, I'm gonna use weight 50 Aurifil thread, or I'm gonna go and choose decorative threads. I'm more plain, I would say. I don't put a lot of things into my quilts, a lot of stitches, but I know that if I need to, there are just the most amazing variety of threads out there that you can add a little extra details to it. I stay very close to the colors of my shapes, so if it's orange, I go ahead and grab an orange thread and just stitch right on it. A little bit of a detail, not too much, and I use Aurifil threads, weight 50.
For your edge-to-edge, or excuse me.
And
for your,
I just want to, I'm so sorry,
you're
Erin.
fine.
For bobbin, always 2370. A little bit darker, it's a little bit beigey color. You don't want to have to change the bobbin thread. So when you pulling, when you stitching, also make sure you lower your tension on your top, so that way you're not pulling your bobbin thread to the top and you cannot see your bobbin thread on the top of your stitching.
Do you ever use any heat or bond on the back?
Yes, yep. I use heat and bond for the fusible applique, or steamer seam 2, or lightweight, and I use lightweight heat and bond, or one the under. So Misty Fuse, there's so many fusible webbing. It's really nice if you purchase some of them, try which one works for you. There are pluses and minuses to every single one of them. You really have to choose the one that you enjoy the most. Lightweight heat and bound is great for tracing, but it doesn't have the sticky to position your pieces, but then it's easier to quilt over because you don't have the sticky. So if you want a steamer seam 2, because it has the sticky little bit to it, you have to remember, you have to press it enough so it doesn't go up your needle. So all of those different things, you need to really try it and take it on a date and see if you're gonna merit that one, okay? So girls, go try some fusible webbings.
To go along with that, would you ever use a silicone coated machine needle for fused applique?
So the machine needle that I use is the non-stick needle for embroidery. So that one works really good for this. And what I like to do is for machine quilting, if I'm using it on a small project, I really don't have to worry about having anything specific for quilting. I could use the embroidery needle. Just remember, get big enough needle that you can make a big enough hole to fit the thread. Many times the mistake is that we go for too thin of a needle, and then the needle doesn't make a big enough hole to fit the thread, and then it rubs it and picks up the sticky on it, and then things start getting a little bit tough. So big enough needle to do that.
Our last question is going to be, there's different techniques. When do you know which technique to use?
For applique, so I basically plan out with what I'm going to do with this project. That's how I choose my technique. So if it's a heirloom quilt that I'm going to treasure forever and use it, you know, only occasionally, but it's something that I want to, you know, put it next to my face and enjoy it, I would choose the hand applique. Okay, if it's a project that I'm only going to use as a display on the top of my bed, and late, you know, in the evening I pull that quilt off and I sleep under my comforter, I'm just using as my bedspread, I'm gonna use fusible applique because it's fast, it's quick, it gives me great results. If I'm making a quilt for a baby, I make sure that the softest cotton threads are next to it. If I'm doing a quilt for wall hanging, I know I can add extra threads, fusible webbing, and make this quilt a little bit stiffer because I want it to hang on a wall. So see, you're gonna choose a technique, you're gonna plan out your project, depends what you're going to do with it. If I'm gonna wash project a lot, I want something that holds in place, that my pieces do not fall off. If I don't mind, if I don't plan washing, I'm going to use fusible, minimum stitching on it, so my project just hangs on a wall and I enjoy it. Perfect. We got all these wonderful questions. So once again, thank you so much for joining us for our mystery quilt. I just want to go one more time with the things that we're doing. We are going to be showing a main quilt. That quilt is blue and white, and it is done with Perfect Union collection. We're sold out of the Perfect Union Fat Quarter bundles, but we do have Fat 8s, so you need 2 Fat 8s for Fat Quarter. And we also have half yards, so if you want it, you can still get those fabrics. The option in blue and white, I have a light fabric that I would like to use it with it, and this is the one that I'm going to use with my quilt. There is 8515-L, a low circle from Blue Sky. Oh, there is this beautiful, beautiful color that it's Moa Creamy. Notice how nice it looks with our bundle. Just visit our website. There's a lot of different things that you can find in lights. Get your light, get your bundle. You're gonna be ready, set, go. If you're going for the rainbow option, you can go ahead and choose one color for your rainbow option. So this one is great also for the rainbow one. Or you can choose 2 fabrics for the rainbow option, and I'm gonna show you. Don't want to give up too many clues what is going to happen, but you can use your rainbow one, and we have linen texture with this one, or we're going to also show olive branch quilt done with this. So we have 2 quilts to show you in the rainbow arrangement. Either one will work great. Go to our blog, all the details are there. Please join us. Be kind, be patient. We're so excited for you. I'm planning to show you every single day a little bit of the quilt. We're gonna have fun, just like we had it last time, and I am so thankful to everyone join us. This mystery quilt is a free project to everyone. Join us, visit our website. The one change between last time and this time is that I'm gonna show you the recipe on our blog for the blog every day, but the directions I will do it over the YouTube channel, because I can give you so much more information if I show you exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing. So make sure every day you click in, go to our blog, get your recipe, and then click on the link to visit our YouTube channel for the live videos. For the videos, they're not gonna be live, we're gonna tape them, for the videos that you can see me making the blocks, and that way we can play with it. And of course, next week we're taking a little break. We're not gonna have a live show. Yes, I'm going to miss you guys, but guess what? I'm gonna be preparing for our mystery quilt. So I'm super excited for that, and I am once again, thank you so much for tuning in again. I hope you're ready, set, go to plant some beautiful flowers and enjoy a little bit of raw edge applique. My recommendation, grab one of those small packages from Seasonal Silhouettes, try it and see. Maybe it's the new venture in a garden of quilting.